Hey guys, I'm Lindsay, and today I have a routine for you that's got 5 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of Pilates, and 10 minutes of yoga with an inner thigh and oblique focus. So get ready to have a little fun. So reach that left arm up, extend your left arm out to the side, and you'll draw your knee and your thigh together. Exhale as you squeeze your knee and your thigh into each other. Doing a little oblique crunch, warming up through the body. And then start to pick that pace up. And as we start to bring that heart rate up here, just make sure you're breathing in and out through your nose. At any time, if you need to stop, grab some water, do that, and then hop right back into it. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides, squeezing your knee and your elbow into each other. Then every time, bring that knee up as high as you can. Make sure they touch. Good, let's pick that pace up a little bit. Working into that right side of our body. Good, shoulders are down, belly button is tight to the spine. Final 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking it to a jumping jack. Every time your legs close, you'll cross one leg in front of the other, alternating. Let's squeeze your inner thighs together at that midline. Keep your shoulders down as you lift your arms up. Nice tall chest. Try not to let your chin dip down. Good, 10 more seconds here. Last 5. Last 1. Taking it to a big plie squat. As you jump up, cross your left leg in front of your right. Taking it down, right leg in front of left. Inhale to bend, exhale to cross. Sink low and then squeeze those inner thighs at the top. Good, keep your chest lifted as you bend your knees. Last 10. Let's pick the pace up a little bit for 5. Last one right here. Good, and let's take it into a little jog. Shoulders are down, tight through the core. Good, breathing in and out through your nose. Keep a smile on that face. Jumping it back out with your feet wide apart. We're gonna punch it right and left. Twisting through that core. Bracing your abdominals. Really make a fist here. Punch like you mean it. Good, sinking a little bit lower in those legs as that heart rate starts to climb. Taking it into a combination. We'll punch, punch, elbow, elbow, punch, punch, elbow, elbow, punch, punch, side bend, side bend. Good, sticking with that. Working into the midline here. That's kind of the theme of today's workout. Getting that side body working and those inner thighs screaming. And let's take this first 10 more seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step those feet a little closer together. You'll bend your knees, click your heels together as you jump up. Squeeze your inner thighs at that top range of motion. See how high you can jump up towards the sky. Good, click those heels together as you jump. Keep your navel lifted up towards your chest. And let's go 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jump those heels together, straight jumps up to the sky. Every time you jump up, straighten your legs as much as you can, and then softly land with knees bending. Really starting to get out of breath here. But that's okay, that's the point of cardio. You gotta challenge yourself a little bit. Get outside that comfort zone. Good, cross your right leg in front of your left. As you jump up, switch legs. Every time, jump and switch. A little ballet inspiration here. Throwing in some changements. Good, 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opposite knee to elbow, twisting through the core. think of when you do an abdominal crunch and you pull your stomach back to your spine. That's the action we want to find here. Let's add a little hop through center. Knee to elbow, twist through that waist. Let's take this for our last 10 seconds. Twist your torso from side to side. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it back to that jog. Little recovery. And we've got one more cardio move. Stepping it wide, toes and knees turned out, hands to the heart. We've got 10 squat jumps. 9, explode up. 8, 7, 6, 5, how high can you jump? 4, 3, 2, and 1. You made it through cardio, and now let's hit the mat for some Pilates. Okay, so we'll start by laying down on our backs. We'll draw our legs into tabletop. We'll make genie arms, pressing our arms into each other. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up and press your thighs and your arms into each other. This is really important, so really press your arms and legs into each other every time. Inhale to stretch your left leg long away from you, and then exhale to push your left thigh back into your arms. Inhale, reach your right leg away from you, and then exhale, push your right thigh into your arms. It's an inhale to lengthen, and an exhale to tighten your stomach as you press your knee and arm into each other. Good. Of course, you can rest your head at any time if you need to take a little break for that neck, but you'll try to maintain the connection of the arms and the legs. Shoulders are down. You're high enough up so that barely your upper back is down. So we're really trying to find this lift from the upper back rather than from the neck. So try not to do that with your head. Good. Inhale to reach and exhale to return. Using your stomach muscles as you exhale and return that leg. Let's go one more each time. Final one here, zip the legs together. Inhale, both legs reach away from you. Exhale, both legs to return. Good. To modify this, you can extend your legs a little bit higher up to the ceiling. If you're more advanced, why don't you shoot those legs a little bit lower? We are maintaining an imprinted spine here, which means that your low back has no arch in it. There's no back bending of that spine. We're nice, highly curled up in our upper back, so the tips of the shoulder blades are almost lifting off of the floor. Squeeze your inner thighs into each other and lift your chest over your waist. Last one here, draw your knees all the way back in, extend your legs straight up to the sky. It's an inhale to lower that left leg down and an exhale to return. Finding that pressure of your thigh and your arms pushing into each other each time, which is helping you find that core contraction. Exhale as the leg returns, push the thigh into the arms. Good, really feel that belly button pull down into that mat beneath you. Last one, squeeze the inner thighs together. It's an inhale to lower both legs and an exhale to lift. Now if you need to modify this, it can be just an inch up and down. If you're more advanced, big range of motion. Good, it's an inhale to drop it low and an exhale to lift it up. Let's try 3 more here, guys. Last 3, maybe curl up a little bit higher in your chest. Final 2, press your thighs and your arms into each other each time. Last 1, and then rest your head, taking it into bicycles. You'll extend your right leg long, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up, twist to the left, press your arms into that left leg. Switch the legs, twist, press your arms into that right leg. As you rotate, see how much you can turn your chest from side to side. Getting into those obliques now. Twisting through the ribs every time, arms into thigh. We've got 6. Exhale, tighten your core for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Man, that starts to burn. Okay, let's reach our legs straight up to the sky. Heels together, toes and knees apart. Hands behind the head. Crisscross your legs twice, switching the legs, and then open them wide. Crisscross, open wide. Squeeze your legs together as you crisscross, finding that inner thigh connection. Now, if you want to advance this movement, hands are holding your head. You'll curl your chest up, back into that chest lift. We are trying to work in a range of motion where it's not the neck that lifts up, but it's the chest that lifts up. Squeeze, squeeze, and open. Good. Make sure the legs are turning out so the knees and tops of the feet face the side walls here. Every time the legs come back together, really push your legs into each other. Head is heavy in those hands. Now keep your legs right in the center. Continue just the crisscrosses. Think beat, beat, beat. Reach through your toes. Try to touch the ceiling. Tighten your thighs, keeping the knees fully extended. Heels together, toes and knees apart. Pilates beat, 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 beat. I always think, Dorothy, I just want to go home right here. Because you might want to, but you're already in this, so stick with me. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those inner thighs. Head heavy in the hand, chest curling off that mat. Click, 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 click. Heels together, flex your feet. Inhale, bend your knees into a diamond. Exhale, stretch your legs to the sky. Really actively extend. Find a full lengthening of the legs every time you reach them up to the sky. Good, let's go 6 more. 6. A little bit of abdominal work from the low belly, but a lot of inner thighs here. Last 4. Good, and 3. Reach those arms forward, curl up a little bit higher. Final 2. And final 1. Hug your knees in, release that low back, and then rock yourself all the way up. Okay, so you'll prop yourself up on your right forearm, extend your right leg long, and turn the right knee to the floor. Place your left toes in front of that right thigh. Shoulders are down, belly is tight. Exhale to lift that right leg up. Inhale to lower it down. The main idea here is that the whole leg lifts and lowers. If you start to find that maybe your knee is bending and you're just lifting your calf up like that, we're really not getting the muscular engagement, the area that we want to engage, because you're not lifting your thigh up, you're just lifting the lower part of the leg up. So maybe your leg only lifts an inch or 2 off the mat, that's totally fine, but really try to keep it straight. It should feel like your right thigh is really tight. You're squeezing the muscle to the bone. Reach through your toes, think of a ballerina leg here. And now you'll hold the leg high and we'll draw some circles. Focus on the circle up. It's an exhale to lift and an inhale to lower. But still maintaining that long lengthened leg. And let's reverse those circles. And squeezing all the way up from the top of that right inner thigh. And we've got one more change here. You'll hold the leg high. You'll point and pulse, flex your foot and pulse. Point and pulse, flex and pulse. Still maintain that lengthened leg. Point and pulse, flex and pulse. It should start to shake about now. But really hitting those inner thighs and obliques today. Still keeping your right oblique lifted away from the mat. Last 4 and 3. Point and pulse and flex and pulse. Final 1. Point and pulse, flex and pulse, and take that all the way down. Stack both of your legs on top of each other. Angle them slightly forward of your body. Reach your left arm up to the sky. On your exhale, you'll lift your legs up. Tap your left hand to your legs. Inhale, stretch and release. Exhale, squeezing into the left side body. Inhale, lengthen and release. We're focusing right here on that left oblique. Think of squeezing and crunching into that left waistline. Good, it's an exhale to lift, tight navel, and an inhale to stretch. Let's go for 6 and 5. Final 4. Reach long through those toes. Keep your knees extended for 3 and 2 and final 1. And gently release. Let's bring it all the way up to kneeling. Extend your right leg out to the right. Line it up with your left knee. Arms open out to a wide T. On your inhale, stretch your left arm up and over, big side bend. And then on your exhale through center, stretch that right arm up and over. It's an inhale to lengthen your left arm over your left ear. Reach through that elbow. Make sure it's not bending. Fully extend that arm and then switch it over, taking it to the other side. Big inhale, and then we'll come all the way back up to kneeling. Reach both of your arms straight up to the sky. Scoop your pelvis, draw your frontal hip bones up towards your ribs. On your inhale, take a side bend to the left. And then as you exhale, return your chest over your hips. Good. Inhale, just the upper body hinges over to the left. and then an exhale to return. Working these side obliques. Modification, fingertips to your shoulders, or shrink the range of motion. More advanced, keep those arms lifted. Adds a little bit more weight to the movement, so it's harder to return. Inhale, stretch long as you side bend. Exhale, use that right oblique to return. It's an inhale to lengthen, and an exhale to bring the chest over the pelvis. Let's find 4 more here. Shoulders stay down. Keep a smile on that face. Last 3. And final 2. And last one. Get long. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, return all the way up. Open those arms out to the side. Plant your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Right arm to the sky, right knee to the sky. Exhale, squeeze your right thigh into your right elbow. And then inhale, stretch apart. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Make sure that your shoulders are staying drawn away from your ears. So you have a nice long neck. Keep the tension out of your neck and keep it in your core. Try to keep most of your weight over your supporting left knee rather than shifting over into this left hand. Pin that left side hip into the body. Good. Exhale, squeeze into that right oblique. Inhale to lengthen. Good. Let's find our last 5. And 4. And final 3. Make sure that leg does not drop as you lengthen it. Last 2. And last 1. Big stretch. Plant your right foot down. You'll extend your left foot forward in front of that right foot, coming into a side plank. Shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. As you inhale, reach your right arm up, lift your hips to the sky. Exhale, lower your hips, lower your arm. Inhale, lift and lengthen your side body. And exhale to dip the hips. Continuing to work into those obliques on both sides, getting a strengthener and a stretch at the same time. It's an exhale to lift the bottom ribs and an inhale to lower. Actively flex your feet, push the ground away from you. Last 2. Big side bend to lift the waist. Good, big dip of the hips to lower. Final 1, lift all the way up. Lift your left leg up, point your toes, little squeezes up and up. Squeeze your upper inner thighs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, that one's a killer. Okay guys, we're gonna take it over to the other side. So you'll prop yourself up on your left forearm. Extend your left leg straight, point those toes, turn the knee to the ground. Prop up on your right toes in front of that leg. Exhale, lift that left leg up straight and inhale to tap it down. Full range of motion, all the way up, all the way down. Shoulders away from those ears. You're pressing into your left forearm to lift your left ribs away from the ground. So even in this, you could say easier position, you're getting a lot of work in your obliques and your core as long as you don't kind of relax like this. We're not watching TV. Lift that waist up, keep those shoulders on your back. You're already here, you might as well do it well because you'll get better results out of it. Good, keep pressing out of that left forearm. Shoulders are onto the back. Make sure that this left leg is staying straight so we get the most benefit out of our inner thigh exercise. Good, let's go 5 more and then we're taking it into those circles. All the way up, all the way down. Last 2. Holding it up on 1, keep the turn out of the leg and start to circle that leg in the hip socket. Meaning that the whole leg is spinning around rather than just the ankle like that or just the lower part of the leg. Keep the leg straight so the whole leg is moving, especially that thigh, really important here. Reverse those circles. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. And hitting kind of those areas that we might not work too often today. Inner thighs and obliques I think can be overlooked. Good, 3 more for 3. And 2. Last 1, point and pulse, flex and pulse. Keep that leg super high. Squeeze it all the way up towards your top leg. Point and pulse, flex and pulse. Fully extend through the toes, fully reach through the heel. Let's go for 6. Point and pulse, and flex and pulse. Last 4. And 3. Final 2. Last one. Point and pulse and flex and pulse. Extend both legs long towards the front corner of the mat. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Tight core. Exhale, lift the legs up. Tap your hand to your leg. Inhale, stretch apart. Focusing now on this right oblique. You're really trying to pull your right hip bone and your right ribs towards each other, creating a little bit of a contraction in that right side. Good, belly button is tight and stay lifted out of your supporting left shoulder. Good, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Squeeze the waist and then stretch apart. Good, let's go for 6 and 5 and final 4 and 3. Every time, hand to legs for 2 and then last 1 and release. Let's take it all the way up to kneeling. Good. This time you'll extend your left leg long, line it up with that right knee. Open those arms out to a wide T. On your inhale, reach that right arm up and over towards, I almost said the ocean, but you kind of get my idea. And then inhale through center, reaching that left arm up and over your left ear. Lengthen through the arm. Through center, tight core. Inhale, stretch up and over to the left. Good, get really long through the waist. Take it up and over to the right. And then coming back up to center for our oblique exercise. Hands up to the sky. Pelvis is scooped. It's an inhale to lengthen as you side bend to the right. And an exhale to return. Try to keep your shoulders soft. Palms press into each other. And we're working with our waist. So this action should come from the center, the narrow part of your waist, right around your rib cage. It's an inhale to lengthen and an exhale to return. Keep your glutes connected and continue to reach your tailbone down towards the back of your right knee. So your low back feels elongated instead of kind of arched, like you're sticking your butt out behind you. Remember, modification here, you can always bring your fingertips to your shoulders. More advanced, keep those arms lifted. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale to lift. Focusing on the return. When we return, it's our left waist that's helping us come right back up. Let's go 2 more. Inhale to reach, and exhale to lift. Final one here. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to return. Take those arms out to a wide T. Stretch your right hand, plant it underneath your right shoulder. Left arm to the sky, left knee to the sky. Exhale, knee to thigh. Inhale to stretch. Keep that left leg lifted. Good. Working both sides of our obliques. Right ribs are lifting away from the floor and we're crunching into our left side body. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to stretch. Good. Keep it up. Make sure that you're connecting that body movement with breathing. Really important to have enough energy to continue the exercise. Okay, let's find our last 6 and 5. Shoulders on the back, wide collarbone. Last 3. Good. Final 2. And last one. Exhale, side crunch. Inhale, stretch. Plant that left foot down and then coming into a side plank. Extend your right leg forward in front of that left leg. It's an inhale, sweeping your left arm up. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the arm. Inhale, pike the hips up, stretch your top arm up and over. And then exhale to lower. Inhale as you lift and exhale to dip. Good, push the ground away from you with the outer edges of your feet and your supporting arm. Good, you can always take your gaze down if your neck is getting irritated here, or doing this on a forearm. Last 3. Final 2. Last one, lift the hips back up. Left arm to the sky, point those right toes, and then little inner thigh squeezes here for 10. Lift it up, squeeze your upper inner thigh into that top leg. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Let's take a quick child's pose before we move on. So you'll lie your hips to your heels, stretch your arms overhead, and rest your forehead on the mat. Good, taking a deep breath in and out. And then we will continue. Hi guys, we just finished filming some new videos for you guys. We're starting a new series called Me Time. More about self-care, maybe getting up a little bit earlier, taking a moment at night by yourself, exercise, meditate, breathing, just taking a moment to slow down in this society that has gotten a little bit too quickly paced. So I hope that you join me for our new workouts, and comment, like, share, let us know what you think. I'll see you soon. So we're going to lie down on our stomach now. You'll extend your legs long behind you, and you'll reach your arms long overhead. Eyes to the floor the whole time once you get the exercise down. Squeeze your tush, lengthen your tailbone to your heels. Inhale, lift everything up. Draw your elbows together behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades onto the spine. Inhale, lengthen the arms, lower it down. Everything lifts. Shoulder blades squeeze to the back. Extend the arms, everything lowers. Inhale up, widen the front of the chest as you hug the upper back muscles to the spine. Reach the arms overhead, and then lower it down. Everything up, shoulder blades squeeze, extend, and lower. Good. Make sure that the lift of the legs is coming from the base of your legs where it attaches to your butt. So your whole leg lifts off the ground rather than the knees bending and just the shins lifting. Good. And the upper back is bending from the bottom of the shoulder blades and where those back ribs live. Good. Not the neck. The neck would look like this. We're gonna keep those highs down. We'll make sure it's just that upper back that's doing the work. Final one, we'll hold it all the way up. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. Little pulses of those elbows towards each other. Widen that collarbone, try to keep your thighs off the floor. Point those toes. Squeeze the shoulder blades and release. 8, chest up off the ground, eyes to the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, stretch and release. Make a forearm pillow. You'll rest your head on your forearms. You can look down or rest one ear on your legs. Pilates V, heels together, toes and knees apart. Squeeze your glutes. You'll lift your legs up and then beat those heels together. Beat, 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 beat. Good, working those inner thighs. Legs are fully extended. If you're more advanced, you'll lift your chest up as well and gaze straight forward to the front of the mat. Good, upper inner thighs. Beat, 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 beat. Now pick that pace up. Keep it nice and quick. Click, 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 click. Let's go 20 more. 20. Good, last 15. Keep your legs off the floor. Don't let them drop. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, separate your legs hips distance apart. Bend your knees, flex your feet, press your hips into the mat. It's an exhale to lift the legs up and an inhale to lower down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Lifting your legs up from right where the hamstrings and the glutes attach. Good, we try to keep the arch out of the low back. So it doesn't have to be a very powerful movement, it's more controlled. Good, feet are flexed, stamp those heels up to the sky. Squeeze your glutes every time you lift those legs up. Let's go 6 more. And 5. For 4. And 3. Last 2. Hold up on 1. It's a point and pulse and a flex and pulse. Try to keep the thighs off the ground. Point and pulse, flex and pulse. Thighs are lifted, flex and lift, point and lift. 8, 7, squeeze those glutes for 6, and 5, point and pulse, and flex and pulse. Final 3, and 2, and final 1. Stretch it long. Let's plant our hands underneath our shoulders, and let's push back into a downward dog. Drop your heels to the mat. Send your tailbone way high to the sky. Stretch out the back of those legs. Good, and then you'll shift all the way forward into a plank. Hands underneath shoulders, belly button is tight. We got a little combination here. So it will be a narrow elbow push-up. You'll bend your elbows tight by your waist. Press yourself all the way back up. Then you'll lower all the way to the floor. Extend your arms and legs long. Lift it up. 6 counts of swimming. Flutter kick those arms and legs for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands underneath shoulders. Tuck those toes back up into your plank. This time, 2 push-ups. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. One more here. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press all the way to your belly. Arms shoot overhead, legs lift. Little flutter kicks. Kick, 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 kick. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant those hands. Press up to your plank. You guessed it. Let's go for 3. For 3 and 2. Work with the breath. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. Take it all the way to the mat. Arms reach overhead, legs long, lift it up, little flutter kicks. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, find that plank. Keep those elbows tight to the ribs. Here we go. Inhale to bend, exhale to press. We're going for 4. That's 2, and 3, and 4. Take it all the way to the mat. Final set. Arms long, legs long, lift it up. Kick, 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 kick. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up into your plank. And we've got 5. Elbows shoot straight back towards your toes. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. And take it all the way to the mat. Good, coming into Sphinx pose. Plant your hands down, forearms down, elbows directly underneath shoulders. Pull your shoulder blades onto your back, and then stretch your chest through your arms. Open wide through your collarbone. Take a deep breath in, and a big exhale out. Good work. That was not easy with those push-ups. Good, one more. Big inhale through the nose, and big exhale through the mouth. Okay, guys, we're gonna take it over to a seat, coming into a tabletop position. So you'll plant your feet in line with your knees. Hands will be underneath your shoulders, fingers face your butt, collarbone is wide. You'll lift your hips up towards the sky. We're gonna try something, might be a little challenging. You'll lift your left arm up and your right leg up. Tap it, and then plant. Switch sides. Right arm, left leg, tap it, and then plant. If this is too challenging, you could go for a single limb at a time. Otherwise, opposite hand to leg. Keep your hips up. No saggy butt. Keep your hips away from the ground. Good. Core strong. And a wide chest. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears. It's an exhale to tap and an inhale to release. Good. This is a full body exercise here. It's kind of like a reverse plank. Glutes are squeezing. Navel is tight. And front of the chest is wide. Let's go 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Plant your hands, feet under knees, lift your toes up, extend your right leg to the sky, draw small circles on the sky with that right leg. Reach the toes to the ceiling and reverse. Good, we've got 6 in each direction. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Plant that right foot, ball the toe down, stretch that left leg to the sky, little circles. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. You've got 6. Push the ground away from you with your hands and your right toes. Last 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knee, plant your feet, come all the way down. Cross those legs, interlace your fingers, push your hands away from you and pull your belly back into your spine. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, lift those arms up. And then on your exhale, release. Okay guys, that was all for Pilates. We're gonna take it to some yoga now. Hey guys, we're back with some yoga. So draw your hands into prayer. And you'll step your feet into a wide position with your toes and knees turned out. Chest is tall. On your inhale, bend your knees wide over the center of your feet. And then exhale as you squeeze your glutes and stand tall. This is goddess pose. Inhale as you sink low into the legs. Exhale as you lift firm through the fronts of the thighs, draw up through those kneecaps. Inhale to bend, and then exhale to lengthen. Trying to get your hips as low as your knees. Good, working in to that deep bend of the legs. Draw the weight onto the pinky toe side of the foot and lift the inner arches of the feet. This will help engage the outer hips. Knees are pressing back in space. Keep the crown of the head lifting. The main idea of this one is that when we're bending the knees, it's not a normal squat, so your chest will not hinge forward, but rather it will stay lifted over your hips. It's an inhale to sink low, and an exhale to squeeze and grow tall. Let's find 3 more here. Actively press your palms into each other, widening the front of the chest. Inhale, sink low. Exhale, stand tall. On your next one, you'll take it all the way down into your goddess pose. Take your right elbow inside your right thigh and reach your left arm up and over, big side bend. Windmill that arm through center. Left arm inside the left inner thigh. Stretch your right arm up and over. Good, inhale. Switching sides, big side bend, opening up those obliques we worked so much. Inhale, left elbow, left thigh. Push your thigh and your elbow into each other. Good, circling through center, rounding the spine, and then big side bend, lengthening the waist. Left elbow, left thigh, right arm stretches over. Let's find 1 more to each side. Make sure those knees stay pressing back in space. Good, final one here. Inhale, sweep that right arm up and over. Draw your hands back through center. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, draw your arms to cactus. Sink low in those legs. Keep your chest completely straight. We'll take a side bend, right elbow, right thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left elbow, left thigh. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale, squeeze your waist. Inhale through center. Going directly to the side, so the spine is not rounding, but it's staying flat like a board. Good, if I was in between 2 panes of glass, I would not bump either pane. And let's take 1 more over to the left. Coming back to center, draw your hands to your heart, stand tall. Heel toe your feet in, hips distance apart. We're taking a balance here. If you need the wall, you can most definitely go stand next to the wall. Peace fingers of your left hand. Lift your left foot up, grab the left big toe with your left fingers. Start to extend your left leg straight forward. Woo, keep that core nice and tight. Good, plug your left shoulder into your back. So the main idea about this pose is not getting the legs super high, but keeping this left hip right here down so that we're not crunching whatsoever into that left side body. Good, grow nice and tall. Squeeze your glutes. And now you'll take your right arm, you'll take it either to the outside of the right leg or maybe the right foot. Good, tall chest as you reach your left arm straight back behind you. If you are very strong in your balance, maybe you start to turn your gaze towards that back hand. Good. And then as you're ready, gaze comes back forward, and then you'll gently release the side. Good work, guys. You can always hold onto a wall, use a chair, or keep your knee bent if you need to modify. This time, right peace fingers. You'll hook your right big toe. Good, keep your belly button tight. Shoulders onto the back, tall chest. Start to extend that right leg forward. Good, keep your right hip crease going down towards the floor, lengthening your right waist. Grow tall, lifting the upper back out of the lower back. Good, square your hip bones and your chest to the wall in front of you. Good, taking Padangusthasana C, you'll take your left hand to the outer edge of your left foot, or your right foot rather. Good, lift up and reach the right arm back behind you. And maybe this is where you hang out. You can always modify too by holding the outer edge of the knee. Good, and then you'll start to turn your gaze back towards that right hand. Good, make sure you're moving with your breath. Holding your breath here is probably not too helpful. and then come all the way back to center and release. So we'll take it down to the mat, coming to kneeling. You'll step your right foot forward. Let's sweep your arms up, sink your hips low, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Lift your spine tall, begin to bend your spine, taking a full back bend. On your exhale, fold forward, fingertips frame that right foot, lengthen your right leg, flex your right toes, and then stretch your spine straight. So instead of rounding the back and folding in, focus on lengthening the spine. So we get rid of any humping that's happening in our middle back. We want to lengthen the chest through the arms. Take your right hand to your right hip and draw your right hip back in space. Okay, keep the length of your spine. So you'll either stay here in half splits, or maybe you have a deeper flexibility practice, and we'll take it into Hanumanasana, which is a full split. You'll slide your right leg forward, and you'll start to lower down. Good. Now this doesn't mean you have to sit all the way down. You can keep your hands framing your legs and keep your hips off the mat. Work to square your hips. So on this side, the right hip is drawing back and the left hip is rolling forward. If you're in more of a place of this, not gonna get as much of the flexibility range of motion out of it. It's actually better to stay up a little bit higher and work the pose. Drag the right hip back, roll the left hip forward, and lift the spine. Good. Now maybe you are a little bit more flexible. You'll take a seat all the way down, stretching out those inner thighs we really worked today. Inhale, lift the chest tall, and then on your exhale, you'll step this right foot back, and we'll switch sides. Left leg steps forward. Anjaneyasana, sink the pelvis low, sweep the arms up, and then lift the chest up, create space through the sides of the spine. Begin to arch the spine, sending the upper back towards those right toes behind us. Stretching out those core muscles. And then on your exhale, fold forward, frame your left foot with your fingertips, straighten your left leg, flex the left toes, and then straighten your back as much as you can. On this side, take your left hand to your left hip, pull your left hip back, roll your right hip forward, and then reframe that leg. Stretch the chest through the arms. Really grip the mat with your fingertips. Imagine you are drawing your hands back as you're pulling your chest forward. So there's a lot of activity. There's some energetic action happening. Good. So you'll either stay here in our half splits, or you'll move a little bit deeper into a full split, which could mean maybe you're right here, and work the squaring of the hips. So we don't really want to lean over to the left. We want our shoulders and our hips facing straight forward, which on this side it means the left hip draws back and this right hip will roll forward to the front of the mat. Good. Now if you're a little bit more flexible, you can slide your way into it, but keep working the squaring of the hips. Good. Keeping that spine nice and tall. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths here. So you'll take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And final one, big inhale and a big exhale. And then you'll start to step that left leg back to kneeling. And then we'll take a seat at the front of our mats. And let's finish with butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Draw your heels very close to your groin. Pinky toe side of the feet actively presses into each other. Hold your feet and lift your chest very tall. Press the outer edges of your thighs down so the legs are going towards the floor. As your thighs press down, lift the chest taller. Good. Peel open the arches of your feet with your hands, so it's almost like you're opening a book. And then start to reach your chest over your toes, aiming it for the front of the room. And I like to think of a turtle coming out of its shell in this position. So I keep lengthening my spine forward, drawing my shoulders down, and pressing my thighs towards the ground. And then begin to lower all the way down towards the floor if you have that range of motion. And using your arms to help pull you into the stretch. And then on your exhale, we'll come all the way up. Take a big inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Draw your hands to your heart. Lift the chest and bow the chin. Namaste. Thank you guys for practicing with me today. See you on the next one.